Alright guys, Ross here. We're back by popular demand with regards to sports coaching. Introduction really to the roles, responsibilities and skills of a sports coach, which will form part and relate to the work that you need to do for your assignment number 1, coaching biographies. You can see there's 4 criteria that are available, and this is split across 2 tasks. Okay, now you've been asked, you're a coach at the beginning of your career, which is a challenging but quite a rewarding choice. You've been asked by an internet company to create 2 coaching biographies from different coaches in different sports. So hence you might have to do a little bit of research here and have a look into different sports that you're perhaps unfamiliar with. You then need to create a document comparing and contrasting both coaches. This would then be published on a web page for other budding new coaches to read and be inspired from whatever you've written. So, first and foremost, task number 1, you need to pick 2 coaches from different sports, and that's very important that we do get different sports. Create a biography for each coach. In each biography, you need to have the following chapters. Give me an introduction to each coach. This is basically to make sure that if you pick anybody that we don't know or we're unfamiliar with, that we get a brief background into what that coach is. Maybe what they've done, what sport they're in, what level they've coached to, what they've won, etc, etc, that kind of stuff. We're then looking for the roles and responsibilities of a coach, and you're also going to look at, give me a chapter on the skills of the coach. Now we'll look at this a little bit more detail in a minute, and I've got a way of how you can set out your notes to help you with this assignment. So in chapters B and C, you need to make sure that you describe and explain each of the roles, responsibilities and skills of a coach, giving examples within their coaching practice. Okay, and this is going to form P1, P2 and M1 and M2. Then in task number 2, you need to compare and contrast all of these roles, responsibilities and skills that you've illustrated across both coaches. And this forms your distinction criteria. Okay, so there's your assignment brief. And what I've done here is I've done a little bit of prep for you. So what I want you to do with regards to how you would best set out this sports coaching assignment. So here all I've done is illustrated first and foremost a list of different coaches, and we can see we've got some from different level. These 3 excellent coaches I know and I've worked with currently at Newcastle under Lyme College, part of NSCG, and excellent coaches in different sports. And then we've got some high level coaches, made it really professional, again across a variety of different sports. Okay, so I'm sure your list could include a wider variety of coaches, but for this assignment we are only going to need 2. Now the 2 that I'm going to pick, they do have to be from different sports, remember. I'm going to pick Ant Biggers, excellent volleyball coach. I'm going to put him into this area here, and then I need somebody from a different sport. So luckily enough, I mean, I've chosen volleyball there. I can pick from any others. Now, due to what they've achieved, and I quite like, I know a little bit about the guy and done a bit of reading, a bit of background research, I'm going to take Sir Dave Brailsford. I'm going to stick that person in there. Different sports, Sir Dave Brailsford, a very successful Team Sky and Team GB cycling coach, head coach, and was, even though the sport was on the way up when he joined and took over as head coach, he did very much fine-tune British cycling to be very successful that we know it is today. Okay, so and that's basically what we've got there. So for the basis of the assignment, these are the roles that we can have a look at here. Okay, so a role is something really that the coach would undertake, how they would do their practice. So you can describe elements of these if you want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there, put that here. Now, knowing Ant Biggers as an excellent coach, he is definitely somebody who's an educator, and that means I'd say he works really well with the age group that he's got. He educates not only new starters within volleyball, but people who've been within the sport for a while and been playing the sport for a while. He'll educate them on a fair amount of different things, such as rules, regulations. He'll also educate them on different skills and tactics and stuff to do. So he'll take that role within that. Also, I'm going to say he is a great trainer. Okay, so with regards to that, I'm not talking about the stuff that he's going to put on the bottom of his feet. However, he will train and he will improve the physical fitness of the players that he has. Okay, so he will do that. Now, looking at Sir Dave Brailsford, he's definitely an innovator. Innovated lots and lots of different practices, and what I mean by being an innovator is somebody that will think outside the box, come up with new ideas of how to complete things, and certainly if we look at sports coaching, that's something that's vitally important to stay ahead of the game, which Sir Dave Brailsford definitely has done. Another role which I think he would undertake as a coach, maybe as that of a friend. Some high-level athletes that he would participate with may go through some difficult times at times, and he's very much there. He's a head coach. He could be the one who puts the arm around the shoulder, tells them it's going to be all okay, and that kind of stuff. So he'll take on that role of a friend. Now, if you look here, I've chosen 4 roles, 2 for Ant, 2 for Dave, and they are different. And if we look back to our criteria, it says describe 4 roles and 4 responsibilities of sports coaches using examples from coaches from different sports. So when it comes to you picking those different roles, we've definitely got 4 different ones there. And what I've done there is basically just given you a brief description of what those are, and where they might use it within their chosen sport. To explain what I might need to do is go into reasons why they would do that. Why would Ant Vickers take on the role of an educator and a trainer, and so on with Dave Brailsford? Why did he take on the role of being an innovator and a friend within his practice? So you get the idea. So you can use any of these roles for any of your coaches, and like I say, you can choose coaches that you fit or that you know. These, like I say, can be from any level. Okay, so we're going to move on to responsibilities. So responsibilities is something that the coach really needs to undertake and as really needs to do in order for them to be a safe and effective practice. Now, can get a little bit more written and health and safety orientated here. So for example, the responsibility of any coach would be that of a code of conduct, or writing a code of conduct, maybe writing a code of conduct for the players, the fellow coaches and parents, which I know that Ant definitely, as being the head coach of the Newcastle Underline College Volleyball Academy for a fair few years, has written, undertaken and gives out to players, and myself as well, being a coach who's worked with that. So I know he would definitely take on the responsibility of writing, implementing a code of conduct within his practice. Okay. Another area that I think Ant would take on, certainly with a responsibility that we would take on, is that of I mean, you'd probably take all of these on if we know in Ant, and he does do that. But I'm going to pick one which will be controlling the behaviour of the participants. And he sort of does what he says on the tin, really. Are you controlling their behaviour in a way that they are still being able to learn and practice within the session? Okay, and I've also got to think, why is it important that he does it? I mean, it's important to control the behaviour of if the players that he has. He might have some younger players that he needs to control as well. Now, I didn't choose that for Dave Brailsford because I think he's working with sort of high-end level athletes. He doesn't really have to worry too much about the controlling the behaviour of the participants. So, however, he does need to know the coaching environment. And by what I mean by that is the fact that he will, in his practice, be training at various different areas. He's trained at London 2012 Olympics, where he's trained, he's led the team there, he's led the team at various Olympic games. He's also led TGB cycling all over the world, so we would need to know the coaching environment, where they could train, where they would be able to stay, and to ensure that sessions still run. Okay. Another one that I think he would need to do is establish a good working relationship. Now, this could be with a variety of different people. This could be it could be people that he works with regards to other coaches, and he could also establish a good working relationship with that of the people who he coaches. I'm not talking about being the best of friends, but establish good working relationship based on mutual respect and trust. Okay, and again, have you noticed there are 4 different responsibilities across 2 different coaches? Okay. Lastly, what we're going to look at is that of skills. Okay. Now, for the assignment, we only have to pick out 3 skills common to successful sports coaches. Describe 3 skills, whereas it's 4 roles and 4 responsibilities, so we only need to do 3. Now, I know for a fact that Ant has definitely got good, clear demonstrations, which he employs within his practice. Okay, he's going to do that certainly for younger athletes within his sport. This is how you would do a serve, for example, and demonstrate a really good serve. This is a skill that he's got and he would utilise. Another good skill that he has is that of communication. He would often take a lesson or a session full of number of different volleyballers and clearly communicate what he wants them to do at a certain time, and also that he would also do that during a game situation. Now, I know another one. Now, I've only got to do 3, so I've already done 2 for Ant here, so now all I'm going to pick is 1 for Sir Dave Brailsford, which would be, right, let's go with management. He's got a wide variety of areas that you would need to manage being a head coach of probably a massive team, certainly like GB Cycling or Sky Cycling. If we just took, let's say, for example, one tour of the Tour de France, he would have to manage a wide variety of cyclists, their cycles, their bikes, the coaches, the first aid, the places where they're going to stay, and he would have to manage all of this and organise this. Now, don't get me wrong, he'll have a bit of hand with that. However, he will be the boss and he would organise and manage that. Okay. So this is going to form the base of my assignments, and then as I'm going through, I can tick those off. Okay. For any distinction criteria, what I need to do is then compare all these and how Sir Dave Brailsford might have a code of conduct and etc. And that's really for task number 2. Okay, so what I would suggest is you get one of these out, go through the presentation, which is on our site, and get your coaches, or get 2 coaches that you know of, and start to do this before you then click in and do your assignments. Okay, hope that's helped, guys. If any more questions, please drop us an email, and good luck with it. Okay, bye.